Shane Hordwell. I am the Mauritius FANRPAN Node Coordinator, and I represent Mauritius in FANRPAN. What I'm taking back to Mauritius is that I would, of course, discuss advocacy and policy among my colleagues at the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Mauritius, and also to make sure that we have a resilient and strong food systems so that we can fight hunger and malnutrition, not only in Mauritius, but also in African countries.
My name is Theopoline Amushenje. I am from Namibia, and I work for the University of Namibia. I am representing the FANRPAN Node, Namibia. With regards to the regional dialogue, what really stood out for me is the collaboration, the partnership. There are various stakeholders which are taking place and or participating. And also yesterday I saw that there was an MOU signed between FANRPAN and the University of Zambia, as well as University of Free State. And also what stood out for me is the fact that the youth are also participating. They were invited. There are young people who are being mentored, who want a fellowship, and they were able to tell us more about what they do. And it's impressive to see young people who are also farmers interested in agriculture. So this is really, it shows that with agriculture, we are more youth, young people are also participating. Obviously, there's a long way to go, but this is also a good start. And also, another thing which stood out for me is the play, which which we saw today. It was so interesting to see, because when you say something like that, it's helping you to be able to remember what you need to remember. Obviously, the facilitator also did remind us that we shouldn't just remember the characters, but also the message. So for the facilitator to be able to remind us all, to me also it was very important.
I am Bonani Nyodo. I work for the National Agriculture Marketing Council as a senior manager responsible for agriculture industry trusts, and I serve as the node coordinator of FANRPAN activities in South Africa, as the National Agriculture Marketing Council is the node host institution of FANRPAN here. In respect of the dialogue, the part that got me thinking is the theater. And the synthesis of the theater that was done by the professor from Malawi, that at times we need to have our eyes on the ball and not forget that theater is supposed to communicate a message, and we should not create theater that will create characters. And lastly, that those of us who are in this policy decision space need to interface with research, and researchers need to find a way of not thinking that they should instruct decision makers.
My name is Elizabeth Namaona. I work with the Civil Society Agriculture Network, CISANET, in Malawi. I'm the node host of FANRPAN in Malawi. I'm very honored to be part of this policy dialogue. As Malawi, we are also looking at how we can transform our food systems in the country, and looking at the kinds of people that are in the room and the suggestions that are bringing forth, the kinds of solutions that are being suggested. I'm looking at that after this conference, Malawi will never be the same through CISANET, because we are strategically positioned when it comes to policy and advocacy in the agriculture sector.
My name is Teminkosi Dlamini. I'm the Executive Director for the Coordinating Assembly of NGOs in Eswatini. I'm the Node representative for Eswatini at FANRPAN. The dialogue that we are having here with FANRPAN is very much interesting, because here we have people from across the region discussing issues of agricultural policy in the region, and some of the bottlenecks that we believe are holding us back in terms of fulfilling the need for food security in the region and other associated goals. For instance, one of the things that resonated with me was when we are discussing the issues around the seed sovereignty, because it seems that in the region we do not have control of our seed, yet it is the bedrock of agriculture in our respective countries. Before everything else, you need the appropriate seed in the good hands at the appropriate time, we learned. And now that most of the seeds are produced and are in the hands of multinational corporations, we find that we are failing in as far as achieving our goals around food sovereignty and food security, because the seed prices and also other situations make them out of reach for our farmers, especially the smallholder farmers.
My name is Puselezo Dukwetla. I'm from the National University of Lesotho. I'm also Lesotho FANRPAN Node Coordinator. What I like most about this FANRPAN 2025 Policy Dialogue is the fact that the youth are not left behind. Their voices are being incorporated in shaping policies for food systems. Youth voices are important because they bring fresh perspectives and they also bring innovation to food systems development. The other interesting part of the dialogue was the fact that farmers were also represented, and this is important in translating what has been said into action.
My name is Vivian Kazi. I'm working with the Economic and Social Research Foundation, ESRF, and I'm the node coordinator for FANRPAN. ESRF is from Tanzania. And at ESRF, I'm heading the Strategic Research and Publications Department, and I'm a Principal Research Fellow. Yeah, this dialogue, it has promoted most of the participants from their home countries to promote more on agri-food systems, which is one of the aspects within the agriculture sector to be supported from their home countries, invest more in research and development and technology as well, so that the agri-food system and food systems transformation can be achieved.
Masia Nawekwa, my name. I'm the FANRPAN Node Coordinator at Zambia. I come from an institution called the Agricultural Consultative Forum, which is a policy platform which brings stakeholders together to discuss issues of policy. What has stood out basically is what we are calling policy engineering, because I'm in the field of policy advisory services. So what we are saying is that when we develop policies, the youth have not been included. We tend to ignore them. And also we develop policies which tend to elapse. So one term which came out clearly is that we need to be doing policy engineering. We focus or we look ahead and develop policies which will answer solutions for the future. That came out very nicely, and I think that's an issue which, when we go back home, we'll go and focus on those issues. The other issue is how can we make agriculture attractive to the youth? And one term which I learned is that we need to make agriculture sexy, so that the youth are attracted to that field. Because the old generation, they have been overused and they need to be packed. So we need to bring in new machines. And those new machines are the youth. So we need to make the sector sexy so that they are attracted and they take over and they develop and transform the agricultural sector.
My name is Edwin Montari. I work for the Civil Society Agriculture Network, the FANRPAN Node hosting institution in Malawi. My role there is monitoring and evaluation manager, and excited to be part of the vast network through FANRPAN in Africa. Building from last year when we hosted the dialogue in Malawi, it's exciting to be part of yet another interactive session here in South Africa, where there are so many stakeholders, not only from the southern side of Africa, but also across Africa in general. And the issues being discussed surrounding agri-food systems transformation, the water energy nexus, are quite interesting and timely as we are shifting rapidly towards advancing transformation in our respective countries. One element that was quite catching also was the session on the youth involvement in agri-food systems and how we could create opportunities for the youth for both employment, entrepreneurship, and innovation surrounding agri-food systems.